If you're curious to know about what physical activities are available here on the island, then I'm glad you're here because today's video is all about the sports and fitness aspects here on Guam. Hi guys, I'm Danielle, or Dani for short, and in today's video I will be talking about Guam and all of its different fitness aspects, including gyms, multi-fitness centers, dance studios, gymnastics studios, and a whole lot more, as well as where you can get specific sports equipment and vitamins and supplements. Now, though I may not participate in all of these different sports and activities, I thought it'd just be good to share where you can find certain things that you're interested in specifically. Starting off, there are several stores on Guam that you can find different sports equipment that you might need for whatever activity it is that you're doing. The first being Mark's, which is located in Anigua, that's a little bit more central. Also Hornet Sports in Tamuning. Goodies, which is located in the upper Tumon/Harmon area, which that's a little bit more up north. And then along the east side would be Champion Sporting Goods, which is located in Manilao. And if you have military base access, then I would definitely recommend checking out both the exchanges and the home centers up at the Andersen Air Force Base and down at the Naval Base Guam. For vitamins and supplements, we have both GNC locations and Vitamin Worlds here. For GNC, we have two locations, one being at the Micronesian Mall, that's located up north in Dededo, as well as one in Tumon, and that is across the west end under Capriciosa and Outback. Vitamin World has three locations, one being at the Agana Shopping Center, so that's a little bit more central, one in Tamuning at the Guam Premier Outlets, and one up north in the Micronesian Mall as well. And then there's also some off-site places that carry different vitamins and supplements, some being like Kmart or Ross or some of the local pharmacies. And then another place I would recommend too are the exchanges, both at the Andersen Air Force Base and at the Naval Base Guam. Either way, if you're working out as hard as you do and moving as much as you want, it's always good to make sure that you have the vitamins and supplements you need to keep your body fueled. For your basic gym needs, I'm going to start off by saying if you have military base access, then definitely take advantage of that benefit. One, because it's free, and then the gyms that are situated on any of the military installations usually have a really good variety of equipment. So far though, the biggest gyms would be on the Andersen Air Force Base up north or at the Naval Base Guam down south. And then the other military installations have like smaller gyms, but those two would be the main ones. But if you don't feel like driving all the way north or all the way south to get to one of those gyms, then there are a couple of gyms out in town that you can take advantage of as well. The first being Paradise Fitness Center, and they have three locations. One which is more central in Agana near the Bank of Guam. The second being in Tumon, and that's the Paradise Premium, so that caters more towards private memberships, meaning it would be a little bit more costly for your membership there. And then the third location being in Dededo, next to the Dededo Payless. Another gym available would be the International Sports Center, and that's located in Anigua, so a little bit more central in the island. And then I would also recommend checking out some of the gyms situated in the hotels. I used to work out at the Hilton Fitness Center, the Hilton Hotel's gym, and that was actually pretty nice. It doesn't have as many machines or equipment as like Paradise or the gyms on base, but it's still, one, you've got a really nice view, and it is a little bit more like private, so it's not as crowded as the other gyms would be. So though I'm not well versed in the mixed martial arts community, several of my friends who are involved have recommended a number of different places around Guam that offer MMA training. There is Carlson Gracie, Purebred, Steel Athletics, and Guam Muay Thai, just to name a few. And obviously taking advantage of Facebook and Instagram searches will definitely help if you're trying to search for these specific gyms. There are a number of places that I consider to be multi-fitness centers, meaning they offer more of a variety of classes. So they have like yoga, Zumba, cycling, CrossFit, you name it. So it really involves you having to research each one to see which one gives you the variety that you are looking for specifically. But just to name a few, there's Urban Fitness Guam, Synergy Studios is one that I was enrolled in before for yoga classes. There's also CrossFit Laddystone, Unified Fit, and Custom Fitness Guam. Now, if you're like me and you love yoga specifically, then some yoga classes are offered through the hotels. You just have to check which ones are still in effect. I do remember that the Pacific Islands Club hosts one, and that's usually under their pavilion, which is by the beach side. So if you want yoga with a view, that's also one great option. Then there are also some studios such as Yoga Chill Studio, Mantrasana Fitness Studio, Turning Leaf Yoga, and that's with my good friend Leif, Custom Fitness Guam, and the Yoga Garden. And another part of my fitness routine is alternating in cycling, specifically with Rocket Ride. And I want to give a huge shout out to them because it's my favorite place to be. But it's a rhythm-based cycling class that's offered there. All the instructors are amazing, as well as all the members there. The community is just super welcoming and everything. And I'm not gonna lie, ever since I started with them from when they first opened, yeah, I feel like my bum's been a little bit more lifted. So thanks, guys. And if rhythmic cycling isn't your thing and you're more just strictly a cyclist, unfortunately we don't have an established bike path here on Guam, but there are some biking routes, and you can definitely check that out on bikemap.net. There are several routes around the island that are considered safe, and you can get reviews on some regular cyclists who do that here. And then I'd also recommend following the Guam Cycling Federation. You can also check out their website on guamcycling.com for updates on races and other events. For runners and joggers, there are several different sites and routes that you can take advantage of that are also considered very safe by regular runners, and I'll just name a few. There's the Dedido Sports Complex, which is a little bit more up north. Up and down all along the Tumon Strip is very safe. In Agana, you can check out the Paseo Park area, which is located behind the Chamorro Village. Up in Manila, around the University of Guam is also another great spot. And then of course the Asin Beach Park is a really popular spot where you'll find a lot of walkers, runners, and joggers. I started dancing since I was 11 years old. And there are a great number of groups and dance studios here on Guam that I would love to recommend. The first being Dance Jazz Dance Studio, which is actually the company that I started with. There's also a Body Arts Ballet Studio in Agana, and I've had the pleasure of being a teacher there. There's also a Fusion Dance Center in Timuning, Skip Entertainment Company, Stargazers, and Talent Box, and of course there are some others out there that I just might not know about yet. We do have one gymnastics studio that I'm aware of called Island Twisters, and that's located in Timuning, run by Rick and Melinda Heath. And it's actually pretty cool because they used to be my instructors when I took gymnastics on the side when I was younger. But another good group to follow would be the Guam Gymnastics Federation on Facebook, and to follow along for updates if there are other companies out there that offer gymnastic training. Unfortunately, at the time of this filming, we are still in pandemic recovery mode. So a lot of the usual contact sports are not in full swing, such as volleyball teams, basketball teams, football, rugby, baseball. However, when things do start getting back to normal, I would highly recommend checking with the local schools communities, like the middle school sports teams or the high school sports teams. And I would also suggest checking with the village community centers because they also have a lot of information about outside leagues or private team sports. So I would definitely suggest checking with them as well. Now, I'm not big into golf, but my husband is. And from what he has told me and a couple of friends that he's gone golfing with, there are a number of beautiful golf courses here on Guam. There's the Starts Guam Club, and that's located up north on the Anderson Air Force Base. There's the Onward Manilao Golf Club, and that's located along the back road. That's more on the far east side of Guam. And he's raved about this one specifically because there's one specific hole where you have to shoot over crashing waves. Yeah, you get a great shot of it, but it's also very satisfying if you make it on the green. There's also the Country Club of the Pacific, and that's located along the southeast side in the village of Jotnya. The Onward Telefofo Guam Club, and lastly the Leo Palace Resort Country Club, and that's located in Chalampago, so it's not as far as a drive to get to that one. Obviously, those aren't the only courses on the island, but those are just some of the favorites that he's named. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a like. And if you want to check out my other videos, I have done some other ones that talk more about like restaurants and dining on Guam, hikes, snorkeling, scuba diving, fishing, other topics, you know, focus things that you can do around the island. Then feel free to subscribe to the channel and check those out as well. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Bye.